what is up guys? Welcome back to Life Learners. Hope you guys are doing well today. We're going to be talking about a little bit more of a serious topic today. I've created a podcast for the Life Learners podcast where we discuss this, and this is the all the controversy around the Hodinkee 8-day travel clock that kind of was spurred on by their release on Instagram. I want to give you my thoughts on it. It is a little bit more of a serious topic, so buckle up for that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. If you care to share them, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'm going to go over kind of everything that kind of transpired and then give you my thoughts on it. If you haven't heard our podcast where we discuss this, go check it out. We have an interesting discussion there, just discussing this topic, which I think needs to be brought to the forefront of the watch collecting community. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, Hodinkee released a new travel clock that is it's very Hodinkee. It's got the colors that are used in it, the way the dial's laid out, the type of movement that they use. It's very, very Hodinkee. I'll put a link in the description where you can actually read about this entire watch. But it comes this really beautiful leather case. It's got this little piece that covers the dial of this travel clock that pops out and folds over, and you can stand it up on your nightstand when you're traveling. It's the perfect size for that type of activity. They actually found some very limited edition movements that they detail out on their website, and in this letter that they released subsequent to all this controversy, they actually give you a little bit of some more details on the inner workings of the time and energy and blood, sweat, and tears that they put into this product they end up releasing. This travel clock has an 8-day power reserve, obviously, and its price was $5,900 US. When they released this on Instagram, obviously they posted a picture saying that they had released this travel clock, and there was a lot of backlash in the comments section. People were kind of outraged on the price that Hodinkee had decided to put this on, and the amount of pieces that they released. I think there were 96 new old stock movements that they actually used in this, and so they only had 96 pieces of this watch. That in their possession. So a lot of people criticized Hodinkee for the price and being a very, very exclusive product, and I think everyone is entitled to their opinion. I think it's totally fine that was their opinion and they were voicing it. And I think platforms like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube in particular, you have the right to have an opinion and you have the right to voice it. And that's kind of, as a creator or a powerhouse like Hodinkee, you have to expect that you will get some type of criticism. But then what ended up happening is the comments were actually turned off on that post, and no one could actually see the comments that were released. And so people went crazy, obviously, because this is not something that's it's not something that's often done, especially when it comes to communities like Instagram, where it's very, very you're able to be outspoken about specific things that you're interested in. And so outrage ensued, obviously, and so Hodinkee decided to respond, and they released a blog post where it's called A Quick Note to Our Readers, Travel Clock Edition. And they actually outline a couple things in this post. They outline the inner workings of the watch, the time and energy that they spent in creating it, the reason why they decided to turn off the comment section of their Instagram post, and just detailing, trying to answer some of the questions and the opinions that people had. I think the biggest things were, why was it so expensive? Why are there never things that kind of an everyday person can buy from a Hodinkee? And why did you decide to mute the feedback and the comments that we were leaving you? Because we have a right to do that, and we do. I actually kind of just want to go over those 3 points. So the first thing is the price, and I think this is probably where I'll differ in my opinion with many of you who may be watching this. $5,900 for a travel clock, limited to 96 pieces. that has 96 new old stock movements. I'm trying to remember exactly who the manufacturer was of these movements, where they found it, but they're very, very exclusive. You don't get these they were made by Pontifa, so very, very limited production of 96 new old stock pieces that were just lying around. And so $5,900 is a lot. I'm not going to kid myself and say that that isn't a lot of money. That is a lot of money for anyone, for any stretch of the imagination, especially for this type of item. I've said it many times before, watches and clocks, they are luxury goods. We have phones that tell time, we have computers that tell time, that are less expensive than these pieces, and so there is no reason why you have to wear a watch. And so it is a luxury good. But I will say, I'm not going to criticize Hodinkee for the way in which they priced this travel clock. They found, they created something unique to themselves. They are, in a way, they took on the role of an artist, and they produced something that they were very, very proud of, and they priced it in a way that would, that they felt represented the time, energy, and quality that this piece had come out to be, but also for them to benefit from the sale of this. And guess what? This clock is sold out. And if people didn't agree with the price, it wouldn't be sold out. I know that some people have said that this is just a rich person's toy, and perhaps that's the way you can characterize it. I think we all spend our money on different things, and if you have a passion for something like watches or clocks or Hodinkee or cars or I don't know, wine, you're going to spend more money on those types of goods, or if you're enthusiast of golf, you're going to spend time on golf or tennis or soccer or any number of hobbies. That's what you're going to spend your money on. So yeah, you can call it whatever you want, but $5,900 is where they decided to price it, and obviously there was a market for these goods, and so they did it. I know that this pricing conversation it also has to do with the fact that they produce very limited amounts of, their limited editions are very, very limited in quantity, and I think that's something that happens when you aren't buying from a company that's going to mass produce things. I think it would make Hodinkee feel a little bit different, and they would probably receive more criticism if they started to mass produce things like this. So always think about the flip side of things. In their note, they also mention that they have done things like creating Swatch System 51s and flick-flack watches that are Hodinkee limited editions that are much more reasonably priced, and you can get your hands on them. And that's an opportunity. They've heard the feedback from the Hodinkee community and tried to produce things that are a little bit more attainable for those who are interested in it. So yes, it's a lot of money, but I don't think you should criticize artists or creators or manufacturers in doing this. The second thing I wanted to discuss was so that kind of covers the price discussion. The next thing that I think I want to discuss is the comment section that they turned off on their post when they released this travel clock. I want to say this really quickly. Even the posts that they're posting now, there are people who are continuously talking about this travel clock. So people have really felt something about the fact that they turned off the comment section of this post. I think we as a community are very outspoken, and we are very opinionated, and we will let people know when you disagree with them, or you think there's something that they shouldn't have done, or they got wrong. And I think this was an example of where the community was voicing that opinion, and having people having a Hodinkee turn off their comments and not allowing people to do that is a shock, I think, to many people who are interested in the watch community. And so I think their reasoning, they said, was there were a lot of negative comments, and they didn't want people to be swayed by the comment section. They wanted people to formulate their own opinions, which I think is actually a fairly decent point. You should make your own opinions instead of following the masses of what the comment section have to say. It's a fair point. Does it warrant turning off the comment section? I don't know. I don't think, and I think they openly admit it, you know. Perhaps turning them off was not the right path. But they also mentioned that there were instances of where cyberbullying started becoming an issue in the comment section of that post. And the reason why this is a more serious conversation, I think, than some of our other videos is that joking around and giving someone a hard time is totally fine. I think that type of banter is totally fine, and people should expect that. But when it gets to the point where someone is interpreting it as cyberbullying, that's where you should draw, where I think Hodinkee, as well as the community, should be drawing a line. There's no reason and no justification for cyberbullying ever. I deal with it sometimes in my comment section, but I try to take it as banter. But there is I think, no room to accept any type of cyberbullying within this watch community. And if you are engaging in that type of negative energy on people who are just enthusiasts about things that you are also enthusiast about, because you wouldn't be commenting on that Instagram post, you wouldn't be watching a YouTube video and then having to leave hate comments. Cyberbullying is a no. Never should be accepted and never will be accepted by any community, let alone the watch community. And so for that reason, I am totally fine with Hodinkee turning off the comment section, because that is not something I want our community to be a part of, especially when it comes to something that a group of individuals created and thought would be a great thing for their community. It's not cool, and don't be like that. There's no reason for that. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about today is cyberbullying can really, I don't want to say ruin people's lives, but it can really have an effect on people, and it has an effect on people in very different ways. And yeah, maybe you'll say, well, this is a big organization, they should be able to take that type of feedback. No, you can constructively give them feedback on their creation, but don't take it to a level where people are feeling like they're being cyberbullied. That's one thing that I think, yes, the internet's great for voicing opinions and it allows us to be really connected with one another, but the amount of bullying that takes place is awful. I know of many instances where creators have been bullied and it's really escalated their lives, and some of those people are not with us today because of it, in my opinion. And I think many people would agree with me. Never accept cyberbullying. Don't be that way. This goes beyond the watch community, and I want to make sure that the Life on the Wrist community knows that our stance is zero tolerance. Okay, I got that out. I know this was a serious video, and I wanted to make it because I will never accept that type of interaction on the internet, and it's not okay. And I wanted to make sure that our stance was kind of written. Hodinkee, I love what you've done over the lifespan of the website, of your store. This is another step that you had to take with your creations, and yeah, maybe some people didn't. Maybe some of the things you do, not everyone agrees with, but I think that's just that's a part of being within this community. We are all very opinionated, and I hope that I don't even hope. I know that you guys will look past this, learn from it, look past it, and go into the next thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out. If you are new to Life on the Wrist, we are watch enthusiasts. We basically create videos about watches. We also have a blog where we post 3 times a week for our videos. And yeah, we're just enthusiasts. If you didn't notice, we have these launch collection Life on the Wrist tees. Be sure to check it out on lifeonthewrist.com/clothing. We had a lot of fun making these, and it's really cool to see people wearing it. Never thought I would kind of be here at that have our community grow that much, where we do have a clothing store. So check these out. Also, don't forget to hit that like button if you like these types of videos, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new here, or if you're returning and you just haven't hit that subscribe button, be sure to do that as well. And with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.